Hello, everyone. It's been a long time. Perhaps not on the calendar, but it's been a long time that we haven't met on Sundays. So I am delighted that you could join us this Sunday. Now, this Sunday is extremely important because you've taken the time to come to service, and it is the beginning of a brand new year in Kid Street. Now, what is going to happen in Kid Street this year is that we are going to learn how to make our whole world Jesus Christ. And that means all that we do, all that we say, we include him. Because if Jesus is the center of our world, then everything we do in the world, he's at the center. And I'll tell you, that makes life wonderful. Jesus is the center of my world. Repeat it in your heart. Jesus is the center of my world. Now, how will we arrive at that? We are going to study all the parables of Jesus Christ this year. We're going to learn from the stories that he told others to bring them to an understanding of what it really means to allow him to be at the center of their lives. Now, the first one we're going to deal with this morning is simply the parable, which is another word for a good story, of the mustard seed. Now, prayerfully, you've received a mustard seed or you've acquired a mustard seed, and you look at it and say, wow, it's tiny, so tiny that you probably would say, nothing will come out of this. But I'll tell you this, if you want to experiment, you can plant a couple of mustard seeds and watch what happens. Put them in the soil, water them, make them available to a sunny place, and see what happens. And out of that tiny, tiny mustard seed will probably grow a plant. And it'll get larger and larger and larger as you nurture it and take care of it. And so today, let's see what Jesus said to others about the mustard seed. He told them a parable, and it went something like this. The kingdom is like a mustard seed, tiny, which a man took and planted in his field. And though it is the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a what? A tree. Can you imagine a tree coming from this tiny little bead-looking seed? Now, when it grows and it's that large tree, guess what happens? It spreads out. And as it spreads out, its branches spread out, then birds begin to perch on it. Others begin to enjoy it and look amazed at from this tiny little seed came this huge tree. I like the fact that as tiny as a mustard seed is, and as tiny as I might be, Jesus allows us to grow, to develop into something really, really big. So when you look at the mustard seed, it's tiny. But when you look at the tree that it is able to produce, you can say, I know that Jesus has something big for me to do. I'm tiny, but as I grow in Him, I will be big. I will be able to make a difference in this world, just like that tree does, with all the branches that it produces. And the birds fly in it, we look at it, and we are amazed, for this tree represents what the possibilities are for us. So I don't know about you, but I'm excited to go through this parable. And so look at the mustard seed this week and say, though I am small, I will be big as Jesus becomes the center of my world. I love you, and I'm thankful that you came this Sunday. May you enjoy the parable of the mustard seed. Now, after hearing that message, I pray that you have been blessed. But today is also a special day in Christendom. All over the entire world, Christians today take communion. And you've been sent, or your parents have picked up, a communion cup for you that has the bread and the wine. And they represent Jesus' sacrifice for us. And you say, what does that mean? This cup? No. The wine signifies Jesus' blood that was shed for us. The bread, his body that was given for us. And so he asked us, so often as you commune, as you take communion, please do this in remembrance of me. So we're not just taking grape juice and having a nice piece of wafer. We are actually communing with the whole world that recognizes that we are one in Jesus Christ. We are one in his love, and we are one in his spirit. And so today, as you take communion, as you partake of the bread and the grape juice that we call wine, I pray that you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are partaking in a symbolic way of the love that Jesus shed for us by giving his body for us, that we might have life and have it eternal. So now, if you will open your cups and you will receive the bread and place it on your tongue. And as you do this, say thank you to Jesus Christ for giving his body for you. And now, let's remove the top of the cup and let us drink together this cup, knowing that this represents the blood that Jesus shed for you and for me. And now, go in peace and remember that Jesus Christ gave his life, and you celebrated with the whole world of Christians World Communion Day. Be blessed.